everyone, it's GREYMOND. Today I wanted to talk to you about harm OCD. Harm OCD is probably one of the most common OCD types. Kind of what differentiates harm OCD and the traits of harm OCD is feeling like either with false memory, what if I have hurt somebody in the past, or what if I'm gonna harm somebody in the future. If it's a false memory thought, you can get images or flashbacks, what seems like a flashback attached to it. If it's fears of the future, you might feel like you actually want to do this and you might feel like an urge to do this. It can be mental harm, physical harm, or you feel like you somehow will offend the person or physically do something. And so it takes all of these forms. It can be harm against a person, an animal, like a religious entity. It could be, it can be really anything that's harm related, and your mind can come up with any kind of situation. The reason why people get harm OCD is because they are very, very nice, sensitive people. So to them, the worst possible thing would be to hurt whatever they're worried about, someone, something, and that's their worst possibility. So because that is what the worst is to them, the brain tries to protect by sending those kinds of thoughts to the person. And then the person says, well, why am I getting these thoughts? Well, am I a bad person? I feel like I'm a bad person because I'm getting the thoughts. The person gets feelings of guilt, feelings of shame. They start to really buy into this thought process, really pay attention to it. By paying attention to it, they start to power it up. The brain sends more thoughts, and they kind of start to go in this loop where they feel like they can't get out of it. To get out of harm OCD, just like getting out of any other type of OCD, you have to stop paying attention to what your brain's telling you, So you're going down the center of the corridor. Think of it this way. Things are saying to you something here, something here. You're not paying attention to any of that. It's just white noise. It's just blah, blah, blah. You're just walking down the center of the corridor. No matter how scary the thoughts are, no matter what they're saying, you just keep walking. And you will see that the less energy you give these thoughts, the faster you will see them start to go away, the faster you will see them start to switch. If your thoughts are switching a lot, that means that they don't have that much power to stick around for a long time, which is good. If your thoughts are not switching, it means that you are somewhere paying attention to them, you're powering them up. Also, with harm OCD, you can have avoidance behaviors like, I'm not gonna drive or go somewhere or do something because what if I harm somebody? That's a very common one. Avoiding certain movies or certain topics, again, for fear of, something harm related. So every time you do those things, you also power it up. It's a compulsion. It's not a natural way of doing things, right? So if you have harm OCD and you don't know where to start, really analyze what it is that you're doing to power it up. Analyzing, that's really big. Trying to figure out, am I a good person or not? Comparing yourself to people who are bad people. Am I like them or not? All of those things are common traits, common situations when it comes to harm OCD. So the more you allow yourself to fall into those things, the worse your OCD will get, the more thoughts you will get. Because it's kind of like you're saying to your brain, this is very important, please send me more, I need protection from this. Where in reality, it doesn't matter. And if you start to give your mind the signal that it doesn't matter, you will see that these feelings will start to go down. You won't feel like you're a bad person. These thoughts won't come in anymore. It won't be a factor in your life anymore. But you have to stop powering them up. So again, walking down the center of the corridor, these things are on either side of you. You're not touching them. You're not getting close to them. You're not paying attention to them. You're letting them be there, and you keep walking. And whatever they're telling you, whatever scenario, we can all come up with a worst case scenario, with a scary picture, with a scary thought, if you think of it this way, if you have harm OCD and you were, say, a screenplay writer, you can make money on this, And that's what they do. The guy who made Saw, for example, right? Pretty scary, I don't know, but it's, it's a big blockbuster, right? So it's just how you're handling these thoughts, if you're paying attention to them, if you're viewing them as something important or not. You know, these thoughts don't say anything about you. They say that you're a good person because you're so worried about them. Bad people are not worried about having bad thoughts. That's kind of the problem with them. That's why they, have to lock them up, because, they don't know what else to do with them, So that's the situation, Don't validate these thoughts. Don't analyze, well, am I like a bad person or am I not like a bad person? Let me try to figure it out. Let me analyze. Don't do any of that. Just let the thought be there. Allow it to go through your mind, but don't validate it by analyzing and try to figure it out. The more you try to figure the thoughts out, the more thoughts are going to come in. So you're going to go from one thought to another, trying to figure all of them out, and it's not productive. I have 8 years of experience, going on 9 years now, helping people recover from OCD. I see harm OCD every day. So nobody has done anything, what they were worried about. And people have all kinds of scenarios that they come up with, So you're not going to be that first one. You have to start doing the work. If you start doing the work, disregarding the thoughts, no matter what scenario, no matter how scary, no matter how much of a bad person you feel, don't buy into the guilt, don't buy into the shame, don't buy into feeling like you're a bad person, like you're not worthy, self-esteem issues. Don't let that happen. Let it talk on either side of the corridor, but you don't let that happen. And you will see, as you do this, you will start to feel better. It won't seem as real. You will start to recover. If you would like to hear more, please subscribe to this channel. If you would like to start a private recovery program with me, all the information is on youhaveocd.com. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.